285 Simplicity. Presence of God. O Lord, give me a simple heart, free from duplicity and deceit, a heart which goes to you, with childlike simplicity. Meditation. 1. Simplicity is a virtue very much like sincerity, its indispensable foundation, but one which surpasses it when perfect, embracing man's whole moral life, and reducing it to unity. Simplicity excludes every form of duplicity and complication stemming from egoism, self-love, or attachment to self and to creatures. Hence it impels the soul in one direction only, to God, to live for Him, to please Him, and to give glory to Him. The whole spiritual life consists in this progressive simplification which proceeds at an equal pace with interior purification. When a soul is perfectly purified from every passion and attachment, then is it reduced to perfect simplicity, that simplicity which makes it live only in God, and for God. To reach this goal, we must, during our whole life, let ourselves be guided in everything by one light alone. We must rely on one power alone, and seek but one end, God. A soul who wishes to acquire holy simplicity accepts no light, but that which comes from God, which is God Himself. Therefore, it puts aside its selfish and egoistic point of view. It rejects the deceptive voice of the passions, and the blinding, but false maxims of the world, knowing that all is darkness and illusion except the light of truth which can come from God alone, from His law, from the gospel. It judges all things in the light of faith, seeing the hand of God in every circumstance and happening, even the most painful. It makes use of everything to go to Him, without wasting time in reasoning about the conduct of creatures, for to do so would complicate its life, and create obstacles to the practice of virtue. Nothing holds it back in its rapid pace, because it finds in God not only the light by which to see the right path, but also the strength to pursue it. A simple soul leans on God at every moment, at every step of its life, seeking in Him its sole support and strength. In whatever difficulty it finds itself, it immediately looks to God for help, and with complete confidence, convinced that only in Him will it find the strength necessary to sustain its weakness, and that this strength will never be refused. It is not prevented, however, from seeking the help of wise, prudent persons, but it does so with detachment, and does not become troubled or disturbed when God permits it to be deprived of this help. 2. In everything, a simple soul considers but one end, God, and has but one intention, to serve God, and to please Him. Therefore, it watches very carefully lest any secondary intention arising from self-love ever insinuate itself into its actions, as, for example, a desire of making a good appearance, of procuring the esteem of others, or of satisfying its own curiosity or love of ease. These secondary intentions are like the little foxes of which the Cantic of Canticles speaks. They stealthily penetrate into the blossoming vine of the soul, and destroy the flowers and fruits of our good works. How many good actions begun out of love for God, Jose, at least half their value, because, before they are completed, they are contaminated by some secondary intention not sufficiently suppressed or rectified. and how many others which also began well are transformed into evil by lack of rectitude in the intention. The simple soul has declared war on all such deviations, and repeats with Saint Francis de Sales, "My God, if I knew that even one fiber of my heart did not beat for you, I would tear it out at once and throw it far from me." Purity of intention makes all its words and actions simple, clearly reflecting its thoughts and intentions. Its language is simple: yes, yes; no, no. Mt 5:37. Its conduct is simple: it does what it should without pretense or dissimulation. It fears nothing, because it is seeking only God and His approval. It acts with the holy liberty of the children of God, without human respect, without preoccupying itself with the judgment and approval of creatures. "He that judgeth me is the Lord," it says with St. Paul. Zechor 4:4, and continues on its way, looking only at God. Thus, free from all cares and useless preoccupations, the simple soul goes straight to God, as rapidly and as directly as an arrow. The one light, the one strength, the one end of its life is God, and because of this, its whole life attains a purity, a strength, and an enchanting unity, a pale reflection of the divine perfections. Colloquy. O Lord, would that I could go to you by the straight path of truth and simplicity. Grant to my soul that right intention, that simple gaze which desires to please you alone, and pays no heed to the interpretations put on its actions by others. Teach me to see with the eyes of faith, to see you alone in my superiors, so that my relations with them will be marked by frankness, respect, esteem, confidence, obedience, and docility. As for myself, grant that I may go right to the center of my nothingness, and remain there without preoccupations about myself, eliminating all scruples and melancholy, all disturbance. Teach me to go straight to the inmost depths of my soul, where you abide. Grant that, when dealing with my neighbor, I may always follow the straight path of the love of pure benevolence, loving you, in him, and not seeking any natural satisfaction. In the midst of the vicissitudes and unexpected events of life, teach me to go directly where your will calls me, without any curiosity or distraction. Teach me to follow the straight path of love, which knows no delay, of simplicity, which knows no deviation, of truth, which knows no deceit, of obedience, which knows no objections, of purity, which knows not the fascination of creatures, of recollection, which knows not distractions. This is the path which pleases you, O Jesus, the one you wish to call the straight path. Ego sum via rectissima, I am the straightest way, Imit. 3:56, 1. This is the way which leads to the Father, for you have said, "No man goes to the Father, but by me." This is the way by which the Holy Spirit guides us, for wisdom leads the just man by straight ways. Therefore, I beseech you, O God, with a fervent, trustful desire, to create in me a pure heart, and to renew in me your Spirit. May your good Spirit guide me by the straight path. Sr. Carmela of the Holy Spirit, OCD.